And welcome back to the Yeelite Wrestling Podcast. I am one of your hosts. Some people call me KR. Some people call me TJ. You can call me Showtime. Whatever, don't matter what you call me, just don't call me broke.
And up next is your favorite, John B, and not the singer.
And it's your favorite heel from outer space. Straight out the center of the moon. Meteorite Jones.
And we are the, come on, AJ. Yeelite Wrestling Podcast.
I did it too. You can't see me, but I did it. You can't see me, I did it.
Bro, I was walking around work doing that shit, and people was like, why do you keep doing that? And I was like, you just gotta understand it, bro.
I was like doing it at work, too. People was like, hey, can you do this for me? I'm like, yeah. They were like, huh? I'm like, hey, it's all right.
Say, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So
all right.
We are a bit late. I know. Flame was later for it, but you know, we're gonna get back on track. We're working on things. PC problems. That's all I'm gonna say. PC problems. It be like that sometimes. But we're gonna go ahead and dive right on to it. We're gonna start off with our Monday Night Raw.
Well, we're gonna get into it, guys. Now we already know how it started off with Raw. We got to go down the rabbit hole once again with John Cena, and you already know our WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. AJ, go ahead and do it for me one time. Put him in the camera for me. Come on.
Adrenaline in my soul.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into it. We both know how their promo went. They threw some jabs at each other, some big jabs. But the thing that got me was they did not even introduce the big kahuna, which is The Rock, as we know. That's the only thing I didn't like about their promo between them, because we all know that John Cena was brought in by The Rock to turn, but nothing has been said about The Rock, and I'm still trying to see how that's going to turn to when we get to WrestleMania of night 2 when John Cena and Cody get into that ring with one another. So, like I said, for me, it's a big part. I want to see what The Rock has in store, because we know what happened last year to The Rock at WrestleMania. You know, got beat by, the dead man, Undertaker. So this year, I just don't see him taking the L when it comes to WrestleMania. So don't be surprised if he will have a big star in his pocket next to John Cena. So do not be surprised when we see this at WrestleMania. And let's be real, John Cena did say a lot in his promo. Don't get me wrong. Now, you can take with a grain of salt or however you want to take it. But when has the last time we seen this type of John Cena throw blow by blow, other than he just throw his 1 or 2 punches at his opponent? And so right now, just throwing a full-blown haymaker, gut shot, or kicking the balls, whatever you want to call it.
I mean,
so for you guys, go ahead.
Dr. Thugonomics days, really. if we thinking about
it. Hey, if he come out next week with a lock as a chain on his neck, WWE, listen to me. Put it out there for $200. You got my money, credit card bound, and I'm walking out every day out of my house with a key lock chain. And you ain't gonna say, you can't say none to me. You say something wrong, you're getting F5 in the street. Off real. I don't care who you is, grandma, aunties, uncles. You can be my son. You're getting put down in the street. I don't care. Now, with this segment, with with John Cena and Cody, what do you guys right now think The Rock is doing at this time? What do you think he's doing?
I think with him not saying anything or actually being there is meant to like build suspense. It's like, where is he? When's he gonna pop up? Because everyone's anticipating. Oh, The Rock hadn't said this. The Rock hadn't done this. Where's The Rock? I think that's just meant for when is he gonna pop up? And then he just show his face like, hey, here I am. Like, what's good, y'all? So I've been working on this behind the scenes. Y'all been looking for me, but I ain't worried about y'all. I'm the final boss, type thing. And, I feel like he's probably gonna just pull some kind of wild card when it comes to Mania, bro. We don't know if he's gonna bring someone out, if he's gonna be the reason why things go sideways, or what's gonna happen. Who else is he gonna promise these riches and things to that might lean things more in John's favor? We just never know, really.
Okay. And for my last part with the Cody versus John, do you guys think that Cody got his get back from getting kicked into you know what at Elimination Chamber?
I think a bit, not too much,
Just a little bit.
because he wanted to probably do more, but they got time slots, so he ain't got time for all that. He got to wait for Mania to get his full get back. Plus, to get his full get back, he has to get Travis Scott. So I mean,
I'm glad you said that because there's a rumor building up that Travis will be at WrestleMania with John Cena. I'm glad you said that because because Cody does have a busted eardrum, and believe it or not, it is still bothering him to this day. You probably didn't see him Monday, but when his fireworks came out, he shook a little bit, and they said it's because of his eardrum. So be on the lookout for Travis getting some type of receipt. So with that being said, we're finna go to the next part of the show, which was, I don't want to call it this, but because some people say I don't have good wording, we're gonna talk about the Blood Brothers for a minute, and we talking about the Usos.
Oh,
So
now,
yeah, we have to go there. I cried. Believe it or not, I shed a tear because it wasn't because of Jimmy. It's more so because of Jay. He couldn't get unshackled to help his brother get the beat down of his. That's real. That was definitely a beat down of his life that his brother got. He couldn't do nothing about it. And what got me worst of all was Gunther grabbed Jimmy by his hair, used his right hand, literally got blood from his brother's face in front of him and put it on his body, but licked it. You gotta be a disgusting human. Gunther, I love you. Do not take what I say, real. I'm doing the job. Okay. But if you know what type of monster you gotta be to lick another man's blood off your fingers?
Can I make an addendum real quick?
Oh my God. Come on.
So my addendum is, you are definitely correct. And that's exactly why he did it. It's to show, because I realize Gunther's appeal. And it makes so much sense now. Gunther is supposed to be a blast from the past, like them old 60s and 70s wrestlers. Yeah. Them dudes that was in there just straight up getting nasty with it. And the way you got the crowd back in the day was a certain dominance, like a gladiator, right?
Yeah.
So that bloodletting that he did, where he wipes it on his body, and he does it, you know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be like on some Spartan energy. They're advertising him like a new age, like Bruno Sammartino, Andre the Giant, those type of guys, right? So he's supposed to like work off of fear. And that I'm starting to actually appreciate Gunther's gimmick, actually. And the only reason why I was able to was by watching Legends and Future Greats. That's all I had to say.
I'm glad you said that with the fear part, because we all know how Sammy won. Because for Sammy to win against Gunther last year, he had to make sure that Gunther did not get into his head, but he got into Gunther's head. Because Gunther likes to play mind games. And guess what? This is one way to do it. But let's be real. We're not about to see we might see a couple yeets from the crowd at WrestleMania, but when Jay come out, it's about business. Mm-hmm. You put your hands on my brother. So now I'm about to put my hands on you.
Ooh, now, your ass.
I don't get too much into it with what Jay's gonna do, because that's gonna be on for next week, because I got a little bit of juice gonna be building up, and I ain't talking about no blood, sweat, or tears.
Y'all get ready for the next episode. The next episode is probably gonna be crazy. We might go over the time limit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, ain't no. We definitely going over. Now we finna get back into it with this Io, Bianca, and what's the other girl name? You know,
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
If I had a whip on the soundtrack over here, man, if I wish I had it, but all I got is a goat meme. I don't want to do a goat because
terrible.
All right, Bianca Belair, beloved Bianca. All I'm saying is this: they have to stop disrespecting Io, bro. They have to stop it.
Yeah,
Io is not a pushover, bro. She's small, but in Io's complex, she said this before: the bigger y'all are, the harder y'all gonna fall. And I'm so for Io. I love Io. My wife ain't around. If I ain't know my wife, Io.
That is absolutely
goodbye, sir.
We're gonna get back into it. So, but on the real, they have to stop disrespecting Io because she is not just a small time game. Even though she's a small duck in a big pond with big fishes, I still believe that she can still come up top and still be champion after WrestleMania is done and said for. What else we got? I'm on. Oh, now we're getting to the nitty gritty. How do y'all feel about the New Day? And then with the New Day, the New Catch Republic coming back. Now, how did y'all feel about the New Catch Republic with that match? How do y'all? First of all, how do y'all feel with the New Catch Republic come back at period? How do y'all feel about that?
I think it's.
Oh, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead first.
Okay. I was just gonna say that I think it's one of those necessary evils for the business. You know, it's one of those because let's be honest, like, and this is just me being candid. I'm obviously keep it respectful, but tag teams need focus right now. Tag teams need focus because that was one of the staples of our childhood. Because most of our favorite wrestlers were either part of stables or tag teams. You know, as much as like because we know how gimmicky it's been before, but in general, like I think a balance of tag teams on both shows is healthy for the business in general. So I welcome it.
Okay. And I also like how they came back because I didn't like how basically Bush was just being thrown to the wolves because there's nothing that they had set for him in the WWE other than just do single matches, but he's not really winning those matches. So I'm glad that Tyler Bate did come back so they can start their to get back where they're supposed because before Tyler got hurt, they were so close to being number one contenders. Like, I'm gonna throw that out there. They were so close. Yeah. So now it's back to where we know that New Day defeated them, but like I said, I'm not gonna get too far with the New Day because I have some more news about them, but that will be on the next podcast because I want to get down to the nitty gritty with them because they have been down bad. Like it's like with Big E gone, it's like they couldn't find their center core.
Yeah.
But in order for them to get back where they gotta be the big bad. And right now, it's working for them. Let's be real. And if they somehow get to WrestleMania and go after the War Raiders, right?
Yeah.
If they actually go after them at WrestleMania and win, guess what? We not only have one black black men tag team champion, but we will have two. You gotta listen to that. Two.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, damn, that'd be cool. Damn, that would be cool.
When have we had this? Be honest. When have we had two? Never, right? Okay. Yeah. Let's get more into this. Let's get more into it. Like for our community, right? What Bianca wins? The 3 black champions right there, right? We can have records to be broken as all black men or women to hold titles in the WWE. That's all I'm saying. If you want to count,
chills.
Hey, think about it. Look at NXT. Where they at with the championships?
Oba.
Where they at? Oba. No matter how you look at that situation with Oba and them, I'm sorry for getting off topic with my Raw, but you know how I love WWE. No matter who wins it will still be a black-owned title.
Yeah.
no matter what you look
That's
at.
why
And
I
guess
love
what?
it.
Hey, I'm telling you gotta love that, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, for that New Day, we're gonna get more into that on the next pod because, like I said, I have more news for that, and I have a little rumor mill, if you may say, that's gonna be coming up on the next podcast. I got some tea that's cooking up on the pot. You just don't know. I got some tea. All right.
Oh, you got the tea.
Now we finna go ahead and go.
All right.
Yeah, you don't want to say tea. All right, juice, Kool-Aid for my brothers and sisters.
Banish him to the Shadow Realm.
All right. So, and to end that, like I said, we're gonna talk about my favorite. This is one of my favorite people since he literally came to WWE. We're gonna talk about Penta and Braun. Listen, it was cool, for them to team up. Don't get me wrong, it was cool for Braun and Penta, but like TJ said before, once you're in there, but you take your eye off the ball, anything can happen. Once Braun took his eye off the ball, he literally speared Penta. And now Penta don't forget, and he does not forgive. So don't forget that. Now, with that being said, that's gonna be for next week. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff that's brewing up. We already know what's going on for next week. Got that Fatal 4-Way match, and I got more stuff for that as well. So right now we're gonna end it right there with the Raw segment, and we're gonna go on to our next best thing, which is NXT. And let's go ahead and get it ready for TJ. Let's go and get it. Clap it up for him, y'all.
Oh,
Where's my
hey, let's go.
Hold up.
Let's go.
Time.
Time. All right, so we into NXT. All right, so we started off the show with one of those things I didn't see coming because she pulled off like some record-breaking stuff the week before. Stephanie McCurry relinquishing her title, which I understand. She's trying to lead the business. She's trying to lead the women's division. So the best way to do it is not to make the whole division go through her, but to have the division compete to be on top with her. So I got it. It's one of those pivotal points we kind of needed when it comes to it. Immediately, as soon as she said that, Jordan Grace was gonna come out because she got her spot she's trying to claim, which also invokes Miss Parker to come out. She got her spot to claim, and essentially there's like two Titans in the women's division going at it, and I mean I'm looking forward to how this shakes up. I definitely see championship goal being in both of their futures. It's just this one is about who's gonna get it first, and the hungrier woman is gonna win it. To myself, not trying to speak for anybody else, for myself, it seemed like Jada is the more hungry one, so she might be the one to get it. But we shall see. So then on to the next match was the qualifying match for set title. We'll start off with Zarya and Lash Legend. I see the Meta Girls have been on kind of this decline here lately. I don't know what that's about because I'm used to them being kind of dominant forces within the women's division. Not somebody you can really like sneeze at or anything, or anybody you can just take your eye off of. It's weird that they kind of been on like this streak where they're not themselves. Last Legend, she has some big spots in there where she could have probably pulled off the victory. But just with her and Zarya, it's more like it's like powerhouse versus powerhouse. Best powerhouse is gonna win, and like I said, Lash just kind of fumbled the bag on it, which is weird. That like I said, they've been kind of in this funk. Cause Zarya pulled it off. All best host Zarya in this qualifying for this title. Stand delivers around the corner. So everybody's head is on gold. So I can't blame them. So she's gonna go ahead and go for that. I wish her the best of luck. Then we had Kalani and Roxanne, the Prodigy. The Prodigy's also been in this kind of decline. Her decline, I think I know for a reason. Just my speculations. I think the Prodigy is going to be on either Raw or SmackDown in the next few weeks. When the draft happens, I think she's going to be one of the ones to get called up. So that's why they're not letting her win anything serious. It's no reason for her to be in that big match just to make her lose in the big match because she might be one of the bigger names in there. So, no disrespect to any of the other women in it. It's just Roxanne kind of put herself in the spot of being like the upper echelon of caliber of champion in NXT. So I think she's just set to be moved over to the main roster. So they probably like, we're just gonna give you some spots here to be on TV so people don't think we forgot about you, but you're on your way. So
quick question.
Yeah.
Who just share with the class who trained her?
Oh, no. Five time. WCW champion Booker T. You know, so
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
Coming for you next year.
I ain't say it.
But yeah,
Naysayer is hilarious.
She's definitely great for greatness. So we see how that's going. So don't be surprised in the next few weeks if we see Roxanne get called up. I'm looking forward to it actually. So then we got the No Quarter Catch crew versus Hank and Tank. Now Hank and Tank, they started this off getting advice from Pretty Deadly. Of all people.
Bro.
Pretty Deadly.
Yes,
yes, boy.
Yes, boy. Was definitely no boy that night. It's like they had it on, they had the fit on, and it's like their opponent walked around the corner. It was like, oh, we're gonna kick y'all ass tonight. And they was like, oh, yeah, we got to figure this out. I feel like I like their energy. I will say that. I love their energy. The way they move around is so fluent and so energetic, and like they have it. They just need to find their gimmick. I think that's what they're missing. They're missing their gimmick. Once they find that gimmick, I think Hank and Tank could actually that'd be some dogs in the tag team division. So I mean, hey, it's just finding stuff takes a minute. I mean, that's for anything creative. I mean, people with sports, writers, content creators, anything that you have to put some love and energy into, it takes a minute to develop. So I think they getting there. Whatever that gimmick hits is gonna hit, and you can tell they're gonna get a big push as soon as it does, because the way they're getting treated right now is like each week they're finding themselves going to tag teams and getting advice and going to fight someone to try out that advice. So I think it's on a matter of time. I don't know when they're going to talk to probably one of the best tag teams. New Day. But but once they get some good advice so they can stick on, they'd be good. Then Oba.
The ruler.
Trick. Yeah, the ruler confronts Whoop That Trick. And obviously Javon Evans, you know, he has come out, let everyone know that, hey, y'all not gonna keep thinking I'm some person who's not here, bro. I earned the young OG, spot. Bro. Yeah, the young OG is definitely he putting himself in that spotlight of y'all can't keep forgetting about me. Because the more y'all forget about me, the more I'm gonna be a pain in y'all ass. So I like the energy. I can't wait for the match at Stand and Deliver because they got announced that there's gonna be a triple threat match for them for that title. So I feel like that's gonna be a banger for sure. I know for this upcoming week, they have a 6-man tag team against Dark Space. That's gonna be a shit show. I'm just gonna tell you that now. That's gonna be a shit show because they're not gonna get along. Trick has a problem with Oba. Oba has a problem with both of them. Javon has a problem with Trick because Trick keeps treating him like they're not equal, and Trick doesn't see eye to eye with Javon because he feels like he doesn't know what it feels like to be champion or have been champion and to lose it. So it's a lot of problems that already show within that tag team. And with the other team, they just been running shop through NXT. They catching everybody. They call Tony. They call Oba. I think they even called no, they didn't catch Ricky. They didn't call him yet. He's the one walking.
You say who?
Who?
Bro, speaking of which, did y'all see Ricky Saints when he was walking on the apron? Or no, he was walking on the edge of the crowd, bro. He started hitting that and he was blowing kisses on the old ladies. They was falling out.
You want to know how I feel about that? You want to know how I feel about that? You want to know how I feel? That's how I feel.
Man,
That's how I feel about him. Timu Rock. That's how I feel.
I love Ricky Saints.
Oh, I forgot. You would go out and do that dang on pose he got. I forgot who I was.
For sure.
I wouldn't. I'm not walking to the middle of Walmart hitting that pose. I'm good, bro.
But I'm not gonna lie. When he walked up there, he just started on all the chicks. No dudes. Straight chicks on the forehead. I give him that because one of them women like, oh my god. I believe she almost passed out. I give him that.
She did.
Oh, she did.
Bro, what makes me like, I'm gonna let TJ finish after this, but what makes me like Ricky Saints, bro, is, and TJ he might not be able to unsee this after this. Imagine the JoJo's character as a wrestler. That's cold, bro. That's cold.
Oh my god.
Bro, imagine your stand come out posing like that, man. That's crazy.
Bro.
Like, hey, go back, bro. What are you doing?
I want a drawing like that, actually. I want a drawing like that. But continue.
Yeah, I think Darkseid is gonna they're gonna pose an issue for them within that 6-man tag team. Until they get what they want, which is obviously more recognition. They got all of it because I believe even in this what's the name the D'Angelo family actually did their investigation on them, like to kind of pull up stuff from them, and all of them went to like some top of the line schools, and they all played football, and they were wrecking shop. One of them could have went to the league, and it's crazy that he chose wrestling instead. Which, I mean, all power to him. I love wrestling too, so I probably would have made that switch too if the thing presented itself. But all I heard within all the investigation was these dudes are gonna be a problem. So everybody better tread lightly when it comes to them. That's all we can say on that. But then we end the night with John B's favorite wrestler fighting against Shawn Spears for the North American Championship. So I mean, throughout the match, there was a lot of moments where you thought there's no way they're gonna let him win this, right? And then, he got fired up. Like he hopped out the ring, attacked one dude, attacked the other one, got back in, hit Shawn Spears with a spear. I'm like, oh, he hit his bad. And let's see, he hit his move 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, he became champion faster than Ethan Page, and then faster than as Ethan Page lost that stat, he was in the ring attacking him. Crazy, just a crazy way to end the show. Just he was like, oh well, so you bypassed me. All right, well I'm gonna be a thorn in your side now. So I'm looking forward to this next show, which at time of recording is in 2 hours. So, hey, it's gonna be pumped. NXT, it's gonna be lit. So that's when we wrap it up. And now we're on to Friday Night SmackDown.
And boy, I tell you what, it was a doozy. It was a real doozy on Friday. So we start off first off just to set the scene. WWE comes back to North America, and they are not only in North America, they are in CM Punk's hometown, Chicago. So we already know the energy in there was insane. So they start the show off, and obviously we hear Cult of Personality, and he addresses everything that's going on, right? And mainly the question that's in the room that everybody's wondering is, what the hell is the favor?
Yep.
Right? And in CM Punk fashion, at the beginning of the show, he's not addressing that. He is not addressing that. What is at the forefront of his mind is, I'm at WrestleMania main event. And that's what he was doing. He was basically accepting his flowers because, let's be honest, CM Punk is one of the wrestlers in the company that he deserves it. The man has gone through blood, sweat, and tears to get here. Yep. And they have a conversation. I believe at the beginning, was Paul Heyman out at the beginning? I mean,
was he out? I don't think so. I think he came out like
nah.
A bit later.
Yeah, he came out so they could talk about how far that they came, you know.
Yeah.
And they wanted to address when Paul left the company and then Punk left the company, and it was a very, very wholesome moment. And you can tell what they were doing. They were set building for what was going to happen, for what the story is, and that's why this SmackDown was kind of perfectly timed, because everybody has been talking so dirty and so greasy about SmackDown, you know.
Yeah.
And we talked about this before we even started recording. In my opinion, the Blue Show should be valued at the same weight as the Red Show, but it's hard because Monday Night Raw has had some of the most iconic moments, you know. So it was great for them to set the stage and have the story continue on SmackDown in a very important and meaningful way, you know.
Yeah.
But to really address what's going on right now with this storyline, I think everybody kind of knew what the writing on the wall was, but they were drip feeding it to us. They were drip feeding it to us because that's good storytelling, you know. And I'm going to be doing a lot of this episode. Yeah, we're talking about SmackDown, but right now it's the Paul Heyman show. Right now, at least, because we need to acknowledge the commitment that this man gives when it comes to backstage stuff and story stuff and drama. The man actually, you can tell there's conviction in his voice. And that's something that I think anybody who speaks in front of people for a living should be able to take and get notes from, you know. He's a natural entertainer. And it's
one of the best in the business.
It's very enthralling to see, you know, because he's not what you would think is somebody would be a star. And that's what shows that it's about the dedication that you have. If you can prove to people how much you care and get them to believe and pull you into that moment, everything else is gravy. But I'm not going to go too much on that. We're going to revisit that in a little bit. All right.
Yep.
So we move forward. And directly after that, we had an introduction of some new talent. The infamous, the great Rey Fenix, the most decorated luchador since Rey Mysterio. And boy, that was a beautiful match to watch, because they started it off with something electric, and I like what they're doing right now. They're paying homage to luchadors and how dynamic they fight, you know. And I think luchadors are great for not only like undercard stuff, but I think it's great for pacing the show, you know, because it's examples of why this is a sport. And that's why I appreciate wrestlers like Ray Phoenix, because let's be honest. Yeah, you can say, oh, it's scripted. Oh, they got storylines. Sir, can you drop on a turnbuckle, bounce back up, and tightrope walk it? I don't think so. I think you would fall and tear your ACL immediately.
I'm about to say
I know I would.
My ankle started hurting. So you said that. I'm like, ooh, yeah. No, I'm saying the same. We're gonna watch from here. I'm good.
Bro, he hopped on that bitch. He started doing like a little walk. Then he dropped down, crossed his feet, hit the twinkle toes, and jumped back up. It's crazy. And I found something else out about this match. Ray Phoenix actually, can y'all jog my, does anybody remember who he fought? I'm really
Nathan
bad
Frazier.
with names like that because he can't. Yeah, he came from NXT, didn't he?
Yeah, he's the NXT Tag Team Champion.
Okay. So Nathan Frazier had did a spot where he was jumping over the ropes and he almost landed vertically on his head, bro. But Ray Phoenix saw that and he reacted quickly and he basically positioned himself to cushion him to where he fell on him. It was a split-second thing. That's professionalism. That is being a consummate professional. It's not just about doing whatever makes you look good. It's about looking good and being safe. Correct. And that's why I respect this as a sport. And in general, I think we are in store for some very electrifying stuff from Ray Phoenix, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I like that.
And then to transition directly after that, we had a promo with Phantasma, and Berto fed up. Berto is fed up, and I can't blame him. It's because they've got tag teams right now are like a jambalaya. There's a mix of everything going on, and we don't know who's gonna be like the next hotness, you know.
Yeah.
And I can tell Phantasma is really itching for that spot, you know. And I'm sure they're gonna get it because right now the WWE is giving I just talked about it. They're giving a spotlight on luchadors, the high flyers, and the Latino athletes. And I think they're gonna do something very interesting with what's going on there. Probably like a crabs in the bucket type storyline because that's usually the most interesting stuff. And not to go back into Ray Phoenix, but I actually would like to see him and Penta on the same show. I actually would, because that would be a real cool, like, you know, reunited.
Yeah. I can see it because that will bring back the Lucha Bros back together. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen eventually. I think right now, that thing from the attraction mindset, Penta was a big thing for Monday Night Raw. Ray Phoenix now a big thing for SmackDown. So
yeah,
keeping them separate right now is a big draw up. So when they put them on the same show, explosion.
Man,
I'm talking about merch flying off the shelves, bro.
Oh, I'm buying that.
Oh yeah,
my credit card gonna be overdrafted. I'm telling you that now.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to get a second
probably
job,
sell better. Man, in general, we all gonna have to get second jobs because we got WrestleMania. We trying to go get championship belts.
I might sell some of my rental properties, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might sell some of those.
John out here playing Monopoly. I'm dead. But you're definitely right, and I'm gonna, like I said, I mean to keep it respectful. But I'm gonna keep it brief here. That other company might be in trouble. Not even gonna say their name.
Wait, what you mean, Mike? They've been in trouble. Maybe that thing happened a couple weeks ago. They're back.
Yes, I did.
They're done. I'm gonna say it again. I say it every week on the podcast. Go to that other place if you do not value your life. Come to WWE if you want entertainment, if you want to do business. Now, man, to the bear. There you go. The key word, safe. You know what? I got something for you.
But no, like I'm gonna do this little tangent real quick because I kind of want to get my bars off about this just a little bit.
Right.
When it comes to that other company, right? Stevie Richards talked about it, and he was like, "There's no regard for people's safety when it comes to spots, and they're just trying to get shock factor." Like you talked about that bat, like if that thing had went too deep, bro, the nerve damage you can get from that is no joke, bro. No joke. There's a reason why certain moves and certain props have been outlawed because they got CTE research. They do research on these bodies, bro. You know how many wrestlers had been going through hell after they got done with their career in the ring, bro?
Yep.
That's why WWE is the way it is now, so that people can preserve their lives outside of the ring. But at the same time, I can respect it. I can respect sacrificing yourself for your craft, but there's an extent. There's a line that has to be drawn.
Definitely a line every time. Yeah. And I feel like that if that line is not respected, it's a real quick draw between life and death. Like very small line. And I feel like the problem with the other company is that they let the prisons run the yard. The prisoners run the yard. Okay. Yeah. That is the problem. The prisoners are running the yard.
Moxley.
No, I mean I'm just talking in general. All of them, all the prisoners run the yard.
Yeah.
Like they call that shots. Yeah. They call what they want to do and all that stuff. And you know, Tommy, he'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's try that and all that stuff. And there's no, let's think about this. Like, yeah, we want to compete. We want to compete with the WWE, but there's ways to do it. You can't take the ECW route because you see what happened to ECW. It really went down for a reason.
You stole my bars, bro. You stole my bars.
I'm sorry, bro. It's hey, great minds think alike, bro. But yeah,
straight up,
you can't take that route because it went down for a reason. Don't try to take something from a company that failed. I'm not going to be trying to be $1 billion company and take something from a company that went out of business 5, 10, 20 years ago. I'm not doing it because they went out of business.
We'll get them next time.
They went out of business for a reason. So if they went out of business for a reason, you need to find out what that reason was. Take certain aspects from what they did because ECW definitely changed the game on how some of the things that came to Extreme Wrestling did. They definitely took it up to upper level. They made it exciting. People love tables because of ECW and all the stuff they were doing with tables on fire, stacked tables. Like I've never seen a triple decker. I've never seen a triple decker table until I started watching ECW. But it was there. So they definitely did innovative stuff, but at what expense? And that's kind of where it got into. And people got kind of tired of, it's like we got used to seeing blood. Then it's like, what else y'all got? Like, I mean, I'm tired of eating chicken nuggets, bro. Y'all got burgers? No. Can
That's
I at
where
least
the storylines have to carry?
Yeah, can I at least get some fries with it, bro? No. This all y'all got is just chicken nuggets? All right, bro. So I'm gonna go over here.
No sauce.
I'm gonna go over here, bro. Where at least I got options. You know, at least I can tune in and see something different. So
that makes me want to have an episode where we like reminisce because this tangent could go on for like an hour and a half. To be honest with you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely, it definitely. But yeah, that other company, they cook, bro.
But to go back to SmackDown, after the Rey Fenix fight, we had a promo. We had a promo for the Last Standing match, and it was kind of a cross promo. It was a promo for the Last Standing match. At least that's what we thought it was, right? And it was Braun Braun Strowman minding his business, and then here comes Solo bumping his gums, and here come Tama, right? And they go back and forth, and we get a visit from my favorite babyface, LA Knight, yeah, right? And he dropped a comeback that honestly has been sticking in my head all weekend for the past 4 days. I'm gonna say it. This man interrupts him. He interrupts Braun Strowman while he's talking to Solo Sikoa, and he says, "Hold up, Braun. You don't need to worry about this pumpkin head over here flapping his bacon lips." I about died when I heard that. LA Knight got some of the best one-liners, comebacks. I swear he be on everybody's head. It's great. But I'm telling you, that you know he came up with that on the fly, because as a dude who likes to like shoot the dozens and roast people, like that's only a joke you could come up with, like, while you walking up to, what am I gonna say to him? His head looked like a pumpkin with that blonde. I'm gonna roll with that.
Yep.
But after that promo, that was really just like it was supposed to be like a sideways cross promo with him interrupted, because it's supposed to show, hey, we got a last standing match with Fatu and Braun Strowman. Not only that, LA Knight's defending his U.S. title against Tama Tonga. And that's a decent segue into the next thing. LA Knight and Tama Tonga fought. And man, Tama got a nasty heat on him, bro. I was a little worried, because LA Knight was getting flipped like a pancake for a little bit. But what happened was he got a resurgence, because Tama Tonga tried some real cute shit. LA Knight's down on the ground, rolling around. And Tama Tonga climbs on the turnbuckle, and he tries to, LA Knight sucks. And I'm like, tries to hit an elbow drop. LA Knight said, yeet. Nah, bro. Nah, pissed me off with that one. Soon as LA Knight get up, he hit him with the, yeah. And the match turns in true babyface style. And that's why I love seeing stuff like that, because no matter what, if you're a wrestling fan, every fight has the same story as like the bones of a novel or any epic. It's like the establishing, you got your rising action, climax, falling action, resolution.
Yep.
So it usually starts with, if he's a babyface defending the title, if he's fighting the heel is going to get some good licks in for a while. So everybody in the crowd's like, yeah, my champion. And then there's that moment of redemption where he rises to his feet and he just, yeah. It was great to see. I can't wait to see LA Knight at WrestleMania, bro. I can't wait to see it. And I think they're positioning some things to where I don't think he's going to have like a long title reign, but I think he's about to get another push so he can start competing for Intercontinental and World Heavyweight, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because quiet as it's kept, we all are main event J fans, but I don't think I'd be messed up if LA Knight was fighting Gunter. I don't think I would.
I mean, I can see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's two classic wrestlers fighting each other.
Yeah, and Gunter will probably try to use the same thing he used with Jay as a way to try to get in his head. You know, you always doing this with the crowd and all that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we kind of seen that when it came to Shinsuke Nakamura. He was like, oh, you're not a real champion because you have stuff going on behind the scenes. They don't see the real you. You know, you're doing this for show and all that stuff. So it's the same thing Gunther probably would have pulled when it came to LA Knight, really. So
and in true fashion, LA Knight, he, like I said, he turned the tides of the match and he defended his title, which was really cool to see. And personally, I think they're gonna do. I said crabs in the bucket earlier. I think they got that kind of going on with that championship belt, because they got him, they got Shinsuke, they got Jacob, they got all these different vying parties fighting for that U.S. title. Because right now, people just want gold. It don't matter what name is on the belt; they just want gold.
Yeah.
Because we all know what comes with a championship title. LA Knight is literally the face of Slim Jims right now. They got him and Macho Man Randy Savage like shipped together. That's so cool.
And main event.
Step into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Worry about that.
But to keep transitioning, after LA Knight won the match and defended his title, we went to visit and see what Paul is doing, right? And Paul, I forgot to mention this. Paul was at the beginning of the show. He was sweating, contemplating, because everybody's wondering what's the favor, you know. And he sees a truck pull down the ramp. It's a Tahoe. And the first thing he says is, "My tribal chief, my tribal chief." Nah. Our boy Seth walked out, and that was funny, bro. And he Seth right now, what they're doing with him is he's supposed to be like he's supposed to be devil's advocate. You know, he's both the angel and the devil on Paul's shoulder. He's telling him, "Hey man, you can make this so much easier on yourself, you know? But you're over here dying. I see you look terrible right now, man. We don't want this for you. You don't even have to be involved in this." But keep segueing. The camera gets in after the LA Knight fight. The camera gets in Paul Heyman's face, and he's like, "What do you want now? I'm telling you, the favor at the end of the night, you will find out. And regardless, I am loyal to my tribal chief, which we'll see how true that is, you know." And like I was saying with SmackDown right now, I like that with the 3-hour format, they're making it like a TV show. If it's going to be a 3-hour format, you got to give us different stuff that's going to keep our attention. That's why I like the jumps backstage, the jumps back to the ring. Then we get the intros. We'll even get like actual edited promos. Like I skipped over this, but the Damian Priest one when he was addressing Drew McIntyre, stuff like that is what is fueling the storyline. I'm really liking this heat that they have in between each other. And I think there might be backstage heat with them, but who knows? Who knows?
You're right.
Yeah.
But to go into promos.
Oh,
yes, it's that time.
Oh,
yes, it's that time. Go to promos. This is where I get my bars off, people. Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, I had set up
this promo right here. I'm going to be respectful on this one, but this promo right here should not have happened. Not that they shouldn't have set it up, but what happened should not have went down the way that it did. And it is a matter of professionalism, naivete, and hubris. And this time it has nothing to do with the person who is younger. It's the veteran. Everybody knows, if you're a WWE fan, what happened during their promo was Charlotte Flair went off script. And the age-old rule when it comes to acting, if you're going to go off script, if you're going to improv, you have to be prepared for it. You have to. You got to be good at improvising. And I can tell with Charlotte Flair that as much respect that I give to her family name, I will never call her a Nepo baby or anything like that. No, nothing like that. I think that she is just kind of taking it by the seat of her pants. I'm the queen. I'm here. I can do what I want, which is fine if you back it up. It's fine if you back it up. And like TJ said before we started recording, you know after that promo, the writers and Paul or Hunter, whatever you want to call him, we're both like, I told you say this at this time, this at that time, be at that part of the ring at that time. You hit none of those spots and you just went off the rails with it. And then you didn't even do it right. And you could tell during this promo, because Tiffany Stratton went off script as well, but she was a little better at it. She was hitting below the belt. There were some things that they had to edit out. But you can tell when she made that comment about, oh boy, I'm not gonna say his name, but when she made that comment about the matrimony and whatnot, that really hit Charlotte. That really hit her in the gut. And I think, and here's something that I want to say in general as WWE fans. I know that when we're in the crowd, you know, the moment takes over us. But I think we got to be mindful of the boos, because that can get misconstrued from just regular heat to like go away, Heat. Like, we don't want you on the stage or in the ring, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's where Charlotte's mind went. She was like, oh, they're not just booing me because I'm Charlotte. They're booing me because they don't want to see me here. That's gotta be a crazy feeling. But you know what the best remedy for that is? Do better the next time.
Yeah.
Do better the next time. Because you're supposed to be the queen of the ring, the Royal Rumble queen, you know? So like that's the moment where the veteran is supposed to commit and show this is what you're supposed to do. Because they're making all these comparisons between Tiffany and Charlotte. So why not give it a bit of like a passing the torch, but with some heat? Like, I'm not giving this to you easily. You got to take this from me. That's what it feels like with Cody and John. And I feel like that's what they intended with this women's match, for it to mirror what's going on with the men's undisputed, you know? And it really could, it still can be cool. I'm not even going to say that it can't be cool, because again, it's Ric Flair's daughter versus a gold gymnast, bro. That's really cool to see. I just think that WWE is going to have to not tighten reins on them, but they're going to have to reform both of these ladies. Because as an actor, you gotta commit. You gotta be prepared. Either go by the book or do like Jey Uso and obsess over what you're gonna say. If you're not gonna write it down, you're not gonna read the paper. Always be thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm sorry for talking so much on this one, but I actually want to hear y'all's opinions of this promo, to be honest with you.
Now you all good, bro. You all good. I mean, so
you definitely, you got it.
Yeah, so my take on it was, like, as you said before we got on the show, I was like, I know that when they went back through those back around that corner, whoever, if it wasn't Hunter, if it was Road Dogg, or whoever is over that show, was standing there like, what the hell was that? I told you
like a football coach.
I told you left, right, step. You over here doing twirls. Get out of my face. 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 We'll deal with it next week. We'll deal with it next week. Like, just like an angry parent, bro. Because it's like, I told you to do this, and you did everything opposite. Like, I understand that you might think you know what's best, but if I'm telling you this is how this needs to go, follow it. Like, yeah, the crowds, booing and all that stuff. Yeah, I understand. As humans, they can get to us. So if I'm talking and I think I'm getting my bars off, and the crowd start booing me, I'm be like, "Are they not feeling what I'm saying, or like what's this?" But me also, as a creator and a performer, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not cooking enough for y'all. I'm gonna get into this a little bit more. I'm gonna put a little more energy into it. I'm gonna put a little bit more pep in my step, a little more, rasping my voice or something. I'm gonna make my delivery so crisp that I don't care what y'all boo after that, because I know I gave my best. And if y'all can't accept my best, then hey, that's y'all loss. But I feel like she let status kind of get in the way of making her go off script, because she was the first one to go off script. Like, this time, the veteran was the one that fumbled the bag, and the rookie was the one that's like, oh, okay, she fumbled the bag, or I'm gonna fumble the bag too, but I gotta do it better. And
is it not giving you Goldberg vibes? Yeah. Like the same energy Goldberg had at WrestleMania when he was like not trying to lose?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what possessed her to go off script and just do all that, but I mean, hey, bro, if this is your profession, I don't care how good you are, you can always improve. That's one thing that I know Pops always told me. There's always room for improvement. No matter how good you think you are at something, there's always room for improvement. So that's my approach when I as a man. That's my approach as a content creator. That's my approach as a dad. It's always room for improvement. So I'm never going to think that, oh, I got it. I'm good at it. So I'm just going to keep doing it this way. I'm always looking to improve. My little motto in life is be better than I was yesterday. That's constant improvement.
Always be learning.
Yeah.
Always be learning.
So, I mean, that one right there, I feel like that whole spot kind of made their match not as valuable now. Yeah,
watered it down.
Yeah, it's so people kind of just want to, when it pops up, people are like, can y'all just hear him get this over with so we can go to the wrestling matches? Like, I don't even want to see this one. Can we see the other Diva match? You know, the triple threat match? We want to see that one. That one cool. But this one is...
And you know how they fixed it? You know how they fixed it?
How?
No more promos. Go back to the every time they see each other. It's
yeah,
on site.
Hey, bro, look, I told y'all that that's the best remedy to WWE. On site. I ain't got no worries for you. You won't worry? Call your mama, bro. You getting hands today. What you serving for lunch? Hand sandwich.
I'm taking that one. But just to bring it full circle, because I was talking about being respectful. You want to know what this is? It's an age-old case of y'all. We all were athletes, right? Y'all ever had a teammate? Best football, basketball player you done seen. But when it come to practice, he ain't there or he late.
Yep.
That's what it is. Because we're not gonna take Charlotte's flowers. The woman is doing double handsprings and figure 8 submissions with a knee shackle on. That takes skill. That takes skill. Well, I will never take that away from her. I just think that her athletic prowess at her stage in life is so, it's something you don't see. So it's like something that she can kind of bank on. So I won't take that away from her. We still got the match to look forward to. But John, do you have anything to add to about the promo? Because I don't want to skip over you.
Oh no, you're not skipping, bro. Y'all are hitting the key points on every part, especially on that promo. Like I said, you didn't miss anything, and like you said, Charlotte Flair is a veteran. That should not have went the way it supposed to went between them. It's not supposed to went that way. It wasn't professional, as you say. It could have went better. Definitely could have went better for both.
Yeah.
Because this is yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I think the problem is that it's live. So when you mess up, you gotta just keep going. And that I think that's what that was. So she messed up. She was like, "Oh, well, I'm already here, so might as well keep going."
Because wrestlers, they are unafforded the luxury that other sketch shows have, right? And the reason why I say that, my light just turned off. That is insane. My phone got it. That is crazy. I look like an unlockable character. But I was gonna say that damn, I lost my train of thought because that shit. What were we just talking about? I'm sorry. Somebody jog my memory because I'm trying to get this is actually important. This is actually important.
You talk about you said the age-old saying. This is the last thing you were saying. I guess you were talking about the promo with Tiffany and Charlotte.
I lost it. It's okay. But basically what I'm getting at is that they can't let that's what I was gonna say. You have to compare WWE almost in the same way you compare SNL. Because you know, when on Saturday Night Live or Mad TV, if they said something that was too funny, they could just laugh through it and people would laugh with them because it was that funny. But if you mess up on something like WWE, the crowd is looking at you like, was that supposed to happen?
Yeah.
You know? So I that's where I give them slack, you know, because they're acting and being athletes at the same time. So that's no easy task, you know. But just to move things along, after that, we got an announcement from the general manager of SmackDown. And this was very interesting. We keep talking about tag teams, but what they're doing is for WrestleMania, to figure out who's going to wrestle Liv and Raquel, they're doing a crossover between the blue and the red show to see which women are going to fight them at WrestleMania. That's really cool, man. I love when shit like that happens.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any thoughts on who it could be?
You sure you want my thoughts? Because we had that talk yesterday.
That's why we're here.
So we already know in the gauntlet match for that we have. This is one of my favorites. Shayna Baszler and you got Zoe Stark. That's one. And the second one that I see that have a chance is Kate. What's his name?
Kaden Carter.
And Katana Chance, right?
Katana Chance, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those are my two. That will be my final two of that I can see potentially winning. The reason I say Bayley and Lyra, that's real. This gonna be this is for the match they just had. Bayley is not she saw what she did when she slapped her hand away. Okay, she saw that. Then when she got back in, she said, I messed up. Well, she gave her a hug. She never made eye contact with her. She looked at that title the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So do not be surprised if Bayley turns her back on Lara during this gauntlet. Do not be surprised.
That's fair.
It's an interesting take. What about you, TJ?
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of in the same spot too. I mainly didn't see Lara and Bayley winning because the double champion thing. It seemed like that was like a once in a blue moon type thing for WWE, and we always saw that with Stephanie Vaquer. So I don't think we'll get another double champion for a minute. So that's why I kind of disqualified them. Michin and B-Fab is an interesting one, but it seemed like they're more mixed up in the whole U.S. title thing with Chelsea Green, which her two people are there too. So that's an interesting thing for them too. They might cancel each other out, or we just never know. I don't know, that was kind of a toss up. But I mean, out of all of them, I would like to see Katana Chance and Ken Carter win, just because we haven't seen them around. Like they got kind of put off TV for a little bit. I know one of them got injured.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're back around, and they kind of got some spunk to them. That match they had with what's the name, Piper and Alba Fire, that was in there. That was getting in their bag. So I would like to see them get more of a chance. I mean, obviously this is gonna be at Mania, so they get their WrestleMania moment too. So, hey,
yeah,
all power to them. But hey, let the best women win.
Show you right. I personally have no idea who it's gonna be, but I'm just intrigued at the fact that they're doing it in general. And they're doing it again so that they can make tag teams more weighted, because tag teams kind of carry the undercards. So I'm excited to see that. Moving forward, we had a tag team match for the number one contender spot between DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, versus Motor City Machine Guns. It was really cool. And to not skip over, I think the coolest thing was that the first thing they introduced was the current tag team champions, the Street Profits, walking out in their street clothes because they were just gonna observe who their competition was gonna be. I like that. That's like real gladiator style stuff,
Yeah.
DIY right now, I think they're either about to get a push or they're going to be putting people over. I actually know it makes more sense for them to be putting people over because they just were tag team champions. I like what they got going on right now with them. I think where it's headed, I think Street Profits is probably going to be reigning tag team champions for a while. just so they can set up like the stakes for that championship.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if Yes Boy wins though eventually.
I wouldn't at all. I wouldn't at all because TJ knows I actually wasn't the biggest fan of Pretty Deadly, but I understood why they're loved whenever they went back to London. When they was in the British flag outfits, nipples out for some reason, doing the Yes Boy on the turnbuckle, and it went in the slow motion. They put the glitter on the camera. I was like, boy, this is a meme. This is a meme. I love it. It's just a real life meme. I can dig it. I can dig it. And the outcome of that match was Motor City Machine Guns defeated DIY, and they went and they had an interaction with Street Profits, and it was just like, we see you, and I know you see us. Yeah. I like that.
And also, that's going to be a good match between them because remember when the Machine Gun City Boys, went against DIY, who came out and messed up that match for them? Street Profits.
Yep.
So this is going to be a get back match, and I'm excited to see that match between these two. I'm excited.
I wonder if DIY does the same thing.
Hey, don't be surprised.
Yeah.
Do not be surprised.
Now,
hey, what they say, expect the unexpected.
Yeah, that's
you know what the unexpected outcome actually will kind of be.
What you got?
If Street Profits ends up getting DQ'd and loses their belt.
Well,
see, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. If they get DQ'd, they keep the titles.
They keep the titles.
Whenever there's a disqualification, the champions always keep their titles, no matter what it is.
Okay.
So just like me and you, right? If I'm a champion and if I get a chair and I hit you with it, disqualified, I still retain.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Explains War Raiders. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
There you go. Yep.
I didn't know how that worked actually.
And for that right there with the War Raiders, guess what? That's why I knew they get a rematch clause. And that's why they will be going against them at WrestleMania. That's how they get their moment. We're gonna talk about more about that in the next podcast.
Yeah. We might as well just we're gonna roll this Buick on down the track. How about that?
Yeah.
The next thing was another promo. We had a promo with not a promo, but a backstage interaction. And it was a backstage interaction between Pretty Deadly, The Miz, and Carmelo Hayes. And it was basically it was kind of like Pretty Deadly getting their moment. Like, you're not above us. Y'all are not above us. Maybe The Miz, but even then, like, you're The Miz, right? And Pretty Deadly kind of put Carmelo Hayes not in his place, but they kind of put him back down to size, making him realize that he doesn't have his former tag team partner, and he's kind of on his own in WWE right now, which I want to see where they play with that with Carmelo. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a push eventually, because as much as I'm not the biggest fan of him, because I think he's baby MVP. That's just me.
I can see it.
I think he's a crowd favorite for us right now. And I was actually going to make a joke, but we were running long on NXT. I was going to call NXT the next best great HBCU.
I'm sleep.
NXT A&M.
Oh, wow.
But I like what they're doing with Pretty Deadly right now. I personally think like what we were talking about earlier, I think they're going to get a meme push where like they knock off people that they're not supposed to. So I'm warming up to names that I used to not really care too much about, and I understand why I should care about them. That's why I think the 3-hour format for SmackDown kind of makes sense, because it allows them to put people that not are casted in the shadow of the spotlight, but people who deserve more spotlight, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm very interested to see what The Miz is going to do at Mania.
Miz does Miz stuff at Mania. But, I mean, I think pairing him up with Melo right now, it's good. Just because I feel like Melo is just kind of missing that guidance. Like, his character, phenomenal. as a heel, just because he's cocky. He don't care what nobody say. He's always gonna hit a shot. I'm him. When you say you're him, you can't be like I'm him sometime. I'm him all the time. Like so, I like it, but I feel like his spots haven't been the best. They kind of put him in situations to not be him. So I think they need to walk him back a little bit and set him up to be in better spots to win. Because currently he's on a win streak. So
I just
see where that goes.
don't want to see him. I just don't want to see him get dead like Maven. To be honest with you, I really don't. And with those type of wrestlers, But I will say Carmelo Hayes has more of a track record and more of a resume.
Yeah.
So I think he may end up in a better spot. But like I said, because of the imbalance with tag teams, they have to do interesting stuff like this. They have to play with what could be and what the outcomes would be. And they got to pair unlikely tandems together. So I think it'll be cool. And that goes in to our next topic. One of TJ's, actually a few of TJ's favorite divas or female wrestlers were wrestling in this next match. B-Fab walked out with Michin, and B-Fab was set up to fight against Naomi. That's not what happened. Because we all know when Naomi is in the ring, given the storyline that's going on, Kill Bill is running out. You gonna hear that music? And I swear, bro, every time you see Jade Cargill running down that ramp, bro, with them boots on and that music going, bro, she's running like a Power Ranger. She's like a superhero. Yeah. It's so cool to see. And can we all acknowledge that this heel turn Naomi's got is actually fitting her?
Yeah.
And she's killing it in the promos, man.
Wild enough, because at first I thought, Naomi, a heel? I'm so used to seeing her so happy-go-lucky all that time. I don't know how to do it. Man, she got a million streak.
Those are the best heels. Those are the best villains, man. You got to think about it. The best villains were nice, well-mannered people. The Joker had a wife. He was about to have a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
you got that one.
And that's going into what I've been saying over the past few weeks. It feels like what they've got going on with the women's storylines is getting way more weighted. It's building more heat, and this is a long time coming. And this actually goes into another factoid that I wanted to share with y'all. Did y'all know that we have never had a women's WrestleMania match that was not for a championship? A women's singles match that was not for a championship.
No, I did not know that. That's crazy.
That draws for some really interesting stuff that you can tell with the women, man. Because we had Mr. WrestleMania. What about Mrs. WrestleMania?
That's true.
That'd be sick. That'd be really sick. And you know who I think would be the perfect candidate to be Mrs. WrestleMania?
Who?
Jade Cargill. Jade.
All right. Where is that?
She's got the energy for it, man. Like, and that's why I was losing my mind at her interrupting that match, because she could be a superhero, she could be a villain. There's so many wrestlers in WWE right now that I would love to see get some kind of box office push, but we know how the contracts works. Only some of them can take time to shoot movies. You have to be a huge draw to be able to take a break to shoot a movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, the women's stuff right now is really cool. And I wholeheartedly believe it's not only to get women back watching WWE, like not just for the men, but for the women storylines. But I think it's in general to get the average wrestling fan to care about all facets of the shows. and it's working. It's really working. But I'm not gonna skip over this man because he loves this woman. John, how do you feel about Jade Cargill right now?
I love her. I wish I would have married her first, but things happen in my life. But Jade,
a family.
I have a family. I'm ready to start another family with her. Anyway, no, but seriously, the way that they're going with Jade, I love it so much, bro. Like, you gotta understand, when I was watching her with the other company, they didn't give her much. They just gave her titles, but it wasn't meaningful. They just put her up against anybody. She just started whooping them. But in WWE, they're going to give her a story. They're going to give her a reason to do this. Like, let's be real. When she came in, what did they do? They started giving you potential matchups of what she can be into. You had Charlotte, Bianca. For some reason, I don't know why they had what's the chick, Natalia. I don't even know why they even had her talking to her. That's just under the rug right there. That was just a waste.
Because she,
but I give her that. I give her that. But like I told TJ, all these she's in the gauntlet match. Now, like I told TJ, I have love for her, but let the Young Bucks eat. We gotta let the Young Bucks eat.
Mm-hmm.
I give her a props. But back to Jade, I love the way that they're going with it, and don't expect the storyline with Naomi to end at WrestleMania. Do not expect that to end right there. It's going to continue to go.
It has to.
Yeah, I will hope
it has
doesn't.
to.
I will hope it doesn't. It seemed like this one is going to be one of those ones that you kind of tune in to see like what's going to happen next. Like who's going to mess over who this week. Like it seemed like this is going to be like a mind game, a long game, mind game. So
I have a theory. I think this story is supposed to make it make sense for whenever the draft happens. Because like you could move people around based on, them beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Now, not to bring a cloud over the party or anything or the podcast, but the next segment was given with a heavy heart. Given with a heavy heart. Now, that's not a pun for what I'm about to say, but we found out some tragic news over the past few months. A legend in WWE has been suffering from some chronic injuries from the business. It was announced that Kevin Owens will not be able to compete in WrestleMania, and for a while he'll be off of TV due to neck injuries. And I think it was very befitting that he walked into the arena with a heavy heart, wearing a Hitman Heart hoodie. Fists up in the air. We love you, KO. Get well soon.
Well soon, man.
Because
dude, it sucks. Because not only can he not wrestle, but that leaves an empty spot for Randy,
Yeah.
But in that same breath, I think that pivots the story to where one of my theories can come true. I think Randy is going to end up doing a lot of interference during Mania if he doesn't get a match. A lot. Or he may just show up just to stir the pot. Because I think that's what his character is there for. It's like, don't forget, I am the legend killer. Don't forget. Yeah, John Cena buries people, but I take people off of TV. There's a reason why they wouldn't let me punt KO. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and obviously after Kevin announced that he couldn't wrestle, Randy comes out and interrupts and he says his piece about everything. He's clearly not happy about it because it's Randy. When you pull the rug out from Randy, he's like, hold up. First off, this is my house. Why you taking my rug?
Yeah.
I paid for this rug. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think they're gonna use Randy as a not a foil, but I think he'll be a wall. I think he'll be a wall for people to get past. which is the best purpose that he serves until he does his farewell tour, which I don't think that's happening anytime soon. That man loves wrestling.
Yep, send his family
But,
away. So.
Yep. How do y'all feel about KO being out?
I mean, at first, I thought it was part of the story. I thought it was like him checking out to kind of not be there at Mania, but then show up to throw off one of Randy's like future matches. Like maybe he gets a title shot. And then KO shows up, interrupts the match, throws Randy off the game, and then he loses. Then story continues. But when it turned out that this is actually like the actual thing, it's not part of the story, I was like, oh, oh man, that's
and
rough.
I think it started building up with his neck injury when it came with him versus Cody with that ladder situation that his head went through that ladder.
Yeah.
And then with him versus Sammy when he literally got his head pummeled on a chair with barbed wire. So it's starting to build up, and like I said, I've been reading up on that situation with him. They literally said it's probably going to be like 2 years that we won't see KO on TV, possibly 2 years. Like it's not as bad. It's not as bad as Big E. Like look how long Big E has been going with his neck injury, and we saw how his
4 years, something like that.
Close enough, 4 to 5 years. Been like it's been that long.
Yeah,
so
he might not come
like
back.
I said, and like with that, KO is a big part of the WWE industry. Like you can't watch Raw or SmackDown without seeing a KO or his entrance. So I do wish him a big speedy recovery because I don't think it's a big blow to the industry, but you will tell that what will be missed with him being gone.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like I said, big ups and prayers out to KO. And we're not glazing over this, but we're close to running long, so I'm gonna keep everything naturally progressing. The next match was one of the big ones of the night because they let the zoo animals out of the enclosure. Braun Strowman versus Narami.
Yeah.
And like we figured, this was the main event without it being the main event. And to be honest, most people thought it was leaning in Braun's favor because he's Mr. Last Man Standing. And they gave each other hell. They pummeled each other like every time.
Oh yeah, bro. They went to commercial break one time. I said, man, y'all can't go to commercial break right here. We're gonna come back. Half the arena gonna be gone. I'll be asking questions.
No, for real. It's like Godzilla versus Magilla Gorilla, dude. Like what? But have you noticed that every time they fight, they do the crazy spot where he dives over the ropes into the table?
Yeah.
It's always so well done. I think people have to pay homage to how athletic that large man is. And it's a really cool dynamic that they set up.
It's unreal. It ain't normal, folks. It ain't normal.
They and I like how they set up the powerhouse that is Braun Strowman against an athletic powerhouse like Jacob Fatu, because Braun Strowman he's doing holds, clotheslines, grapples, throws, stuff like that. Fatu is he's sprinting, he's backflipping, he's front flipping, moonsaulting, doing insigiri's, all that type of stuff. It's a good balance. It's a really good balance, and I want that rivalry to be something that goes on for a while. Because can I make a comparison real quick?
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu is Umaga with hops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
I think who they intended to be Umaga was Solo, because that's kind of how his fighting style is. And I think they said that his middle name is Lil Umaga. But
no, his middle name is Yokozuna.
It's Yokozuna? Oh, okay, yeah. I knew it was one of his uncles. But yeah, his whole fighting style is Umaga. But Jacob Fatu is Umaga, bro. Without the Samoa Spike, he's Umaga. Like, hands down.
Don't forget the dance.
Oh, that's
The
Boogeyman.
shakes. You gotta love it.
Oh man, but that matchup is really cool. The monster of all monsters. I'd like to see him holding gold again, but I think he's putting people over right now, which as he should be. I talked about Randy Orton being a wall, but he is the wall.
Literally.
Because that is one big SOB.
Let me get that on soundboard. That's one big SOB.
Don't worry, I'm gonna have some more coming up. I'm gonna have some more.
Man, that was a great match, and I love the way they set it up because like it had to be a last standing match because they keep fighting each other, and it's either disqualifications or dirty pins and people interrupting, you know. So like let the elephants out of the enclosure, put them in a field, and let's see what happens, you know. Like that suplex on the table that Braun did was insane. They did it through 3 tables, dog.
Yeah.
The man was and I'm not taking nothing away from Braun Strowman because when you looked at him, he literally couldn't get up. I could tell he was actually tired.
Yeah, Jacob was too, bro. Like he was in the ring, he almost didn't get up for the count. Like he was on the ropes, like I don't know if I got the energy, bro.
And that was like I said, that was the main event without it being the main event, you know. And then we got another like not promo, but it was like basically to like refresh people and remind them like the event of all events is happening, and they basically are showing montages of Cody and John, and it's really cinematic, man, really cinematic. It gives you the energy of like Batman versus Joker if Batman turned heel and the Joker was the people's champion, you know? Like,
yeah. That's the way to put it, actually.
That's why we best friends. Yeah, we're not gonna go too deep into John versus Cody because then me and TJ gonna start arguing. But natural progression into the last true main event of the night. We finally get to hear what the favor is, and it starts out with Paul Heyman is just sitting there, and he's just waiting for Roman. I think he was secretly praying that nobody whoop his ass. And I love Paul. That man is going through hell right now. But personally, I like the setup of what this favor is. I think it's like that, not a MacGuffin, but it's like when you go through those Game of Thrones type shows and like everybody gets separated and miscommunication plays the biggest factor, and you start thinking, man, all these problems would have been solved if they just texted each other. People had phones.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you see Paul Heyman sitting there with the praying hands, and the Tahoe rolls down the ramp. My tribal chief. And it's like, oh, here we go. And Roman don't even acknowledge him. He's just like, nah, we getting this over with. Where is he at? Bring me Punk. Where is he? Wiseman.
Is he here? Yes, my tribal chief. Well, let's get this favor shit over with. I got shit to do.
And Roman finally gets to the ring and he says, is he here? And he basically, Roman goes on his spiel where he's like, yes, CM Punk played a factor at War Games, and yes, Seth Rollins was my friend, but this was me, bro. This was me. I'm the longest reigning champion for a reason. And nobody is going to take the fact that I'm the tribal chief from me. And nobody's taking my wise man. And then, as he's like getting his love from the crowd, who's he interrupted by? Seth freaking Rollins. Oh, shit. And Seth is, like I said, he's playing devil's advocate, and he comes in here to interrupt, and he's basically like, hey man, like all this king talk has gotten you focused on it's gotten you to lose your focus on what's right in front of you. There are snakes in the grass and they are biting at your ankles. You could have cut the snake's head off, but you shook his hand. And it feels like Seth Rollins is the only one that gets to see with 360 vision right now.
Yep.
And I've never related to Seth Rollins more than in these moments, because like he basically was just sitting there like, I already know what's gonna happen. I can't wait to see it either. I just can't wait.
But his whole presence was just messy, bro. I got my popcorn here. We're gonna see how this turn out.
He's the cameraman that's watching the two ladies fight at Walmart instead of helping.
Yeah.
Oh man. And he's essentially like laying in front of Roman like, bro, everything was stolen from you right under your nose and you don't realize it. You don't realize it. And finally, everybody gets interrupted because the man himself walks out. And he comes out to basically give what the favor is, right? But he doesn't go outright with it. He basically does the age-old, like, going over him and Paul Heyman's story together, right? And it's basically him explaining how they kept each other alive whenever their stance with the company was in question, right? Which is justifiable, to be honest with you, because Paul Heyman was there every step of the way with Punk through Summer of Punk and through 2012 and 2013, you know?
Yep.
So you can't really expect anything else. And that's why I have to respect Paul Heyman, because he's at least a man of his word. And in general, when CM Punk comes out, it's like a hold up. Y'all forget, like, I'm the talk of the town. I'm the reason why this whole thing is here. So, sorry, Tribal Chief, but your Wiseman for WrestleMania, at least, he's mine. It's mine. He owes me. He owes me. And this is where the moment comes, where it's basically like, I saw a post on Reddit, and somebody compared it to when Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio fought over custody over Dominic, but instead it's custody over Paul Heyman. And Roman is just like, after the question is presented towards Paul, Roman is just like, well, tell him no. You have a job. And then Paul is sitting there, he's just like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Are you crying?
You better wipe him up. We got stuff to do. And then Paul is still pausing. He's still stammering. And Roman is like, I'm going to give you one more opportunity. Tell him no. Paul sits there. And the whole time he's been saying, yes, my tribal chief. Yes, my tribal chief. And as it's time for him to answer, picks the mic up. Head doesn't lift up. Still looking down with disgrace. And he says, no, my tribal chief, I can't do that. And when I tell you my heart fell into my ass, man, what? It was something that we like, this has to be where they're going. But when you see it, it's just like an anime. You're like, no. Right? Yeah. And eventually, Roman starts, because what else would you do if you see that kind of disloyalty? Even though it's just for WrestleMania, I brought you into the realm of relevancy again. And you turn on me for somebody who left you. So Roman starts driving him into the corner. We like, oh, is he about to lay hands on Paul? CM Punk says, nah, we're not beating up old people today. Come here. He grabs him and he hits him with a go to sleep. He hit Roman with a GTS. And not only that, Roman sold the shit out of that, man. He sold the shit out of that. As soon as he gets hit, he falls like Peter Griffin, arms crossed, legs crossed. And one thing I'm gonna say, I saw this on Reddit too. They was like, bro, Samoan wrestlers know how to sell. Every single one of the bloodline. There was a picture of them all laid out like this, like chalk around them, bro. I'm like, yes. And
if I was there,
go ahead.
If I was there, had my camera, bro.
World star, motherfucker.
Because like you say, he sold it, bro. It was just pure genius of it, pure genius.
And the whole time, Seth Rollins is sitting in the corner like,
Oh,
I told you. He's literally laughing. I told you, you look stupid. Y'all remember Nelson from Simpsons?
Yep.
I think I got that. I think I got that. I'm not gonna do it because it might be something else. I don't know all of them. I'm not gonna do it.
And then I was gonna say Roman getting hit with that go to sleep. It's like when Nelson had seen Millhouse get beat up, he was like, "Stop! He's already dead." But yeah, that promo for their triple threat really is setting up the fact that the main character of it is none of the wrestlers.
It's Paul. Yep.
It's Paul. And
guess what? It's all about who is going to keep Paul. That's the match. It's not a title. It's literally who's going to hold on to Paul. And guess what? Seth is part of it. CM Punk and Roman. But think about this. If Roman loses that, guess what? He loses another thing. He already lost everything to Cody. He lost his title. This is his wise man. If he loses that, what's next? What's the only thing he has left?
Overpower.
And guess what? You might see that next year. I'm just saying you might see that next year.
Yeah, I'm thinking Paul's gonna pick Seth. I'm thinking Paul's gonna pick Seth.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Wild card.
Yeah.
Because we got to talk about this next week, but you know, a lot of sense was made this week. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of points were made.
Yeah, it was.
It'll be interesting. But yeah, SmackDown on Friday was probably the best SmackDown of 2025, to be honest with you. And I think it's only going to get better. And I think this was an answer to all of the Redditors and the internet people and the bloggers. I'm not going to say no specific names, but the guys with British accents talking about some SmackDown. It's no longer interesting. It's boring. Change the 3-hour format.
Yeah, we're talking about you, IWC.
Hey, he name dropped.
Oh.
Hey, look, bro. Look, I'm tired of getting on Twitter saying it, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Just enjoy the show, bro. Just enjoy it. It ain't gotta be to your liking, bro. Everybody else likes different things. Just watch it. If you don't like it, just turn it off. Go watch something else. Like, I don't get what's so hard about that. They gotta go in there and complain about it to everybody else.
I'm gonna join you in on this, and you know what? I'm about to say it. You know what? It's time to drop them on the table. You WWE content creators, you better hold on to your P's and Q's. Do not let us get no funding, because we're gonna do all the stuff you want to see, and it's gonna turn into a WWE show without WWE. Watch what I tell you. Let us get some money. Me and TJ gonna be doing some funny stuff. And we'll also be acknowledging the fact that these people are professionals and we're not going to be demanding stuff from them. So if you see me throwing up ones with the tribal chief, don't hate, regulate.
And if you see me styling profiling with Mr. Seth freaking Rollins, just know it's just Showtime, baby. Ain't nothing. It's just a Monday.
If you see me on the Jay Cargill's arm, you already know what happened.
Oh Lord.
No? All right. Well, all right.
Spray bottle at.
Yeah. You know what? This is how I feel. This is how I feel about my podcasters.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
I knew it. I knew it.
Take that soundboard away from Anna. Anna, get rid of his Discord.
Anna, she's gone. I'm off. I got power. But nothing I said.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's only gonna get more fun from here. We're coming around a lap to close it up, but we're gonna end off with a new segment. Radden. It's just a moment of the week. And I think as a collective we discussed that the moment of the week is definitely the favor. That favor was definitely one of those moments. Like we knew it, but we were like, huh? And just kind of just turned it upside down.
One last thing.
Yeah.
One last thing. I wanted to know, do you want to go over like the schedule for this do you want to do it at the end of this episode or do you want to do it next episode?
We can do it this one.
Okay. All right. So, because I have the full card right here. For everybody who has trouble keeping up with what's going on in WrestleMania, any of our friends in our circle who just want to know what's going on, I have the full card and I'll be able to tell y'all what's going on. We have first Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Then we have Logan Paul versus the Phenomenal One.
Yes, sir.
Following up third, definitely not in order of importance because this one I'm definitely going to be at the edge of my seat for. We got Bianca and Naomi. Man, that's going to be crazy. Then, this is where it gets important. They threw in hitches for WrestleMania next week. We have a fatal four-way between two members of the Judgment Day, Braun Breaker and Penta. That's going to be cool. That's going to be really cool to see. Then we have a battle for the U.S. title with LA Knight and Fatu. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be fire. That's going to be fire. We're not going to go into our speculations for each match because we'll be here for another hour and a half.
Next
then we have Then we have Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Let's hope that they can, you know what I'm saying, get the hype up for that because I'm still excited to see that. But the real main event, even though it's not the main event, man, me and TJ can't wait for this. It's Gunther versus Jey Uso. Actually, I think that's main event for night one. That's why he's main event. Gunther versus Jey Uso. That's gonna be cool, man. Gunther, you about to get crucified. Then we got a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. We've already known about that, and we're just kind of anticipating it. It's Rhea, Io, and Bianca. Man, I can't wait for that. Man, I can't wait. That's going to be such a dope women's match. Then we have another triple threat. I swear the theme for making stuff interesting this year is fatal four-ways and triple threats, and I don't hate it. We got obviously, we just talked about it. We got Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. That's going to be a real snot spitter. I'm telling you. That's going to get ugly. And the clear main event that everybody is prepared for is Cody Rhodes and John Cena. I hope y'all are excited because WrestleMania is going to be awesome. We'll give y'all the news of what we're doing next week, but y'all are going to like it.
Yep. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Again, we mentioned the favorite is the moment of the week. Next week, we will have most likely a match of the week because I kind of already know which one I'm probably going to choose, especially how it ended. But, you know, I hope y'all really enjoyed this episode of the Yeelite Wrestling Podcast. Sorry it gets a bit long, but hey, we just passionate fans talking about wrestling, so hey, it be like that sometimes.
It is a podcast.
Don't blame us, blame our passion. Hope to see y'all next time. Make sure to share with your friends and people that you know love wrestling and you think might have a feeling for us. You know, it just helps us grow, get us bigger numbers, and you can see me and AJ hang with Tribal Chief and Showtime, with Seth and John, whatever, with Jade somewhere. We'll see y'all next week. Everybody hands.
Oh Lord.
I'm about to say, everybody hands in the air. The Yeelite
Yeelite
Wrestling Podcast out. Peace.